battle isn't out there, it's within. Every morning, when you open your eyes, you face your greatest opponent, the version of yourself that wants to stay comfortable, the part of you that flinches at the first sign of pain. Each day presents a crossroads. You can choose the familiar path, the same choices, the same results, the same person you were yesterday, or you can choose transformation, even knowing the price that comes with it. Make no mistake, this path will test you. Your resolve will waver, your confidence will shake. There will be moments when every fiber of your being screams to retreat to safety, to what's known and easy. These internal moments of decision shape your entire life. Most people never realize that greatness isn't forged in public victories, but in these private battles against your weaker self. The medal ceremonies, the achievements, the recognition, these are just the visible results of victories already won in silence. The enemy within knows exactly which buttons to push. It remembers every failure, every doubt, every reason you've ever used to justify giving up. And that's what makes defeating this adversary so powerful, because once you can conquer yourself, external challenges, when the world knocks you down, you rise. Not because it's easy, but because staying down isn't an option anymore. You've outgrown that weaker version of yourself, the one that settles, the one that quits this internal battle, doesn't care about your excuses, all that I don't have time, and it hurts too much talk. That's just your mind trying to protect you from growth. Meanwhile, life keeps moving forward, and every day spent in comfort is another opportunity wasted. Face yourself in the mirror each morning. Look that reflection dead in the eyes and make a declaration: you won't beat me today. Then back it up with your actions. Prove with every choice that you're evolving beyond yesterday's limitations on the battlefield of life. Nobody remembers the person who fought everyone else. They remember the warrior who conquered themselves. That's the only victory that transforms you. This is where reality hits hardest, when pain floods your body, when your mind begs you to quit, when you're running on empty with nothing left to give. That exact moment determines everything. Right there at that breaking point is where separation happens. Most people retreat when they reach this threshold, never discovering what lies on the other side. That moment of maximum resistance isn't telling you to stop. It's revealing where your next level begins. Push through it once and you'll never see yourself the same way again. The boundaries you thought were fixed suddenly become movable. The impossible becomes just another challenge. Your greatest opponent already knows all your weaknesses, knows exactly when you typically fold, has memorized your favorite excuses. But when you defeat this adversary, everything else becomes manageable by comparison. Everyone talks big about wanting change, about becoming better, stronger, more successful. But talk is cheap, and most aren't willing to pay the real price. That price facing off against your weaker self every single day. That version of you that chooses comfort over growth, that looks for shortcuts, that gives up at the first sign of trouble each time you back down from a challenge. That weaker self wins another round. But when you commit to the fight, when you walk straight through the fire saying, I'm not stopping, something incredible happens. You develop an immunity to failure. You become almost impossible to defeat. This battle happens daily. You against yourself. No one can fight it for you. No one can carry your weight in this war. You might have Ichens cheering you on, but when it's just you alone with your thoughts, the only person who has to live with your choices is you. So quit hunting for excuses and start finding reasons to push forward. Break through those boundaries you've spent years building between yourself and your dreams. Embrace the pain, the effort, the discomfort. That's the toll you pay for greatness. Remember this every morning. When you wake up, it's not about outperforming others. It's about defeating the version of you that's trying to hold you back. Battle against that self with everything you've got, because that's the only path to true freedom and power. Today, you're the enemy of who you were yesterday. Tomorrow, you'll be stronger because you refuse to surrender when you face yourself day after day. You're not just winning individual battles, you're building a warrior. It's not about your body, your muscles, or your physical endurance. The real transformation happens in your mind. That's where champions are created. In those quiet moments when no is watching and you choose the harder path anyway. When you decide that your potential matters more than your comfort, the person you become through this struggle is unrecognizable to those who've never tested their limits. They can't understand the confidence that comes from knowing you can overcome yourself. That's a power no one can give you or take away from you. That fire inside you that neither failure nor criticism can extinguish. That's real power. Look, nobody's expecting perfection here. You don't have to win every single battle. What matters is your commitment to never let your weaker self take control. Every time you push past what you thought possible, you're forging something unbreakable within yourself. While others avoid discomfort and pain, you embrace it, knowing it's the only genuine path to greatness. You know what destroys that weaker self-discipline? Doing what needs to be done, regardless of how you feel, when you're tired, when it hurts, when every excuse seems valid. Those moments reveal what you're truly made of. While others rest, while they convince themselves it's fine to stay safe, you're doing the work no one sees, the invisible work that separates the strong from the weak, the extraordinary from the average. Here's the truth. Each day you defeat your weaker self, you're building a legacy no one else might see it. Maybe no one else cares. But that doesn't matter, because at day's end, only you know if you gave your all. Only you know if you won the fight against your doubts, fears, and excuses. So next time you feel like you can't go on when you're pushed to your limits, remember this. You're not just training your body, you're training your soul, your will, your unconquerable spirit. You're building someone who cannot be broken by anything or anyone, and that's something no one can ever take from you. The person staring back at you in the mirror tomorrow won't be the same person as today. They'll be stronger because of the battles you fought when no one was watching, the quiet victories that reshape who you are from the inside out. This isn't about winning medals or getting recognition. This is about becoming someone who knows their true capacity, someone who's faced their deepest fears and refused to back down. That knowledge is worth more than any trophy or applause could ever be. Every dot. Morning brings a fresh chance to surpass yesterday's version of you, to become tougher, more resilient, more determined. Don't get caught up thinking about the finish line. Focus on taking the next step forward, because in this internal battle, the true victor isn't the one who never falls, it's the one who refuses to stay down. Stand tall and prove to yourself that you're a warrior, not for the world's applause, not for others' approval, but for your own self-respect, because once you conquer that weaker self, nothing in this world will seem impossible. You're in this fight not because it's easy, but because you understand it's the only path to growth. Each sacrifice, each moment of discomfort you embrace builds another brick in the foundation of your mental fortress. Most people never discover what they're truly capable of because they run from pain and choose the easier path. But you're cut from different cloth. You recognize that greatness lives just beyond the edges of comfort, and you're willing to venture there. Dark days will come, days when nothing goes right, when progress seems non-existent and doubts scream in your head. These are the days that matter most. These are the days when most people throw in the towel, when the weaker self regains control and manufactures its own reasons to quit, but not you. These challenging days are the training ground for your mind. They force you to confront the hardest question. Do you really want this? Because if you do truly do, nothing will stop you. Every forward step, no matter how small, is a victory over your weaker self. Don't worry if you can't see immediate results, because the real transformation is happening inside. You're rewriting the story of who you are. You're proving to yourself that you can endure and advance when others fall, that you can push forward even when no one's cheering you on. Because you understand that personal growth isn't a destination, it's an ongoing process, a battle that never truly ends. But with each round you win, with each challenge you overcome, you become someone stronger, someone wiser, someone who understands that the greatest conquest isn't what you achieve, but who you become in the process. The next time you feel like you can't go another step, ask yourself, what would my strongest self do? You already know that answer deep down. That version of you doesn't quit, doesn't back down, doesn't stop because of fatigue or doubts. With each decision to push forward, you're becoming more like that version of yourself. It doesn't matter what others think or how many times you stumble. Every time you get back up, you're defeating that weaker self. You're building unbreakable character. And an iron will, you versus you, isn't just some catchy phrase. It's a covenant with yourself. It's your commitment to never settle, to never accept less than what you're capable of achieving. It's remembering daily that you weren't put here to be average or to live an easy life. You're here to challenge your limits and unlock your full potential. Every drop of sweat, every sacrifice, every battle against your internal barriers is an investment in the person you're becoming. Don't forget why you started this fight. Don't forget all the effort you've already put in. You're going to win this battle, and when you look back, you'll see that every struggle, every difficult day was worth it, because in the end, there will be no doubt you will have conquered the only enemy that truly matters. The journey transforms you in ways nothing else can. The fire you walk through burns away everything that's not essential. What remains is pure strength, not just physical power, but mental fortitude that can withstand any challenge life throws your way. Your strongest self is waiting on the other side of today's battle. Go meet them. You.